coming up if you're watching this after I've gone live, so just give me a couple of moments or skip ahead. Feel free to skip ahead. Of course, my computer's making me sign in. There we go. What are we doing here? We need to go to YouTube. I guess we could have just looked at it on the... Actually, that might be a better way of doing it. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, it is hot here. I hope you're having a beautiful, blessed day. Feeling incredibly... look, let's not put too much pressure on you, actually. I forgot this is for water signs. We don't need to be putting pressure on you. Full disclosure, water signs, this is my second time trying to do this for you. The first time I did this, it was recorded. And, oh, yay, it's all working. Okay, I've got it on my end now so we can get started. Yeah, the first time I did this for you, it was recorded and none of the cards were in focus. So, hi Amanda, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. So I kind of took it as a sign that we need to just do this live. Like, I think the formula works on this channel. So we're going to do it live. We're going to start with Scorpio because we are in Scorpio season officially. So happy birthday, Scorpios, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs. Well, technically, you'd be a Scorpio sun, wouldn't you? But this reading is intended for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus signs. You're welcome to cross-watch. Just keep in mind you may not like what you hear because I am reading for Scorpio. Now, it is going to be a predictions reading, but we're going to focus because I don't have a lot of time, sweet souls. That's why unfortunately, I've missed the last couple of monthly predictions. Things have been getting crazy. So I really wanted to do November, and I really want to do December, and I really want to do January. That's my goal. So we'll see how we get. But we're going to have a look at your most important prediction. What is the most important or significant thing happening to you in the month of November? And it will be, well, I personally found it interesting as your reader. The first time I did your reading, I think it's going to be a good month for you, Scorpio. I think you'll get time to rest, but let's see what the most significant thing is for you. Spirit, please stream me into Scorpio's energy. Those that are watching this November prediction reading, what is the most significant thing happening for Scorpio? Hi, sweet souls. Welcome. It is so lovely to see you all. I will look over at the chat. I'm sorry I didn't notice until now, but I will look over and be mindful. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is so lovely to see you. Hi, Lily Cat. Hi, Tane. Yay, water signs. It is a good vibe, water signs. Let's see, what is the most significant thing happening? We have the Queen of Wands coming out first. I'm still getting through my first coffee, so the caffeine shakes are kind of hitting. Might have to hold that a bit closer. Queen of Wands. We also have the King of Swords. Oh, that's a bit too high, isn't it? I'm just checking the camera every now and then. There you go. Hi, Uma. There's a little bit of nudity in this deck. Hopefully that's okay. I think it's tasteful. It's art. It's arty. But I do need to be careful because we are on YouTube. Spirit, what else can Scorpio look forward to as the most significant thing? The Magus. Wow. Magus is your third card. And at the back of the deck is the King of Cups reversed. So I do want to get your message from before out of the way because I think it was significant. It feels like the month of November is about you. And if you're not celebrating your birthday, if you're a Scorpio moon or a Scorpio rising or any other version of a Scorpio, you're still going to feel like you need to be emotionally selective, emotionally protective of yourself, of your key sort of wants and needs. in November. And you also need to be constantly reassessing, okay, when do I pull back? When do I step up? When do I challenge people in this situation to be more considerate of where I'm coming from? Because it feels like you've had some time over this year where you've put certain things on the back burner. You've sort of gone, okay, it's not that important, it's all right. I'll let them slide this time. I won't hold them to it this time. If they, forget that my favorite color is green, it's okay. But with the King of Cups reversed, there is this process going on. And it's very internal because you're showing up as the King of Cups. It's a very internal process. And other people might look at you and go, wow, you're having a bad day. Look at you in a mood. Or look at you talking about things so outspokenly, you don't usually talk like this. But there's so much more happening underneath your exterior. And it's happening in a way where everything, no two situations are the same. You could wake up today, well, we're not in November yet. Let's say you wake up November 1st and you decide, today I'm going to do whatever I want. And within reason, right? You're not trying to be out here hurting other people, but you're trying to step into your power. You're trying to feel confident. You're trying to take up space in a room. You're not trying to come across as arrogant. That's not what this is about. You're trying to come across as intelligent, as worthy of being a part of the conversation. And you're also trying to come across as somebody who has a lot to say for all the right reasons, because you've done your research, or whatever's being communicated in that moment is something you're excited about. So instead of being a wallflower, Scorpio, you want to take up more space. And I would really like to encourage you to do that. So I don't even want to focus on what you think other people might be thinking about you, because for the most part, you're being received really well. So this is a big deal for you with the King of Cups reversed. For some reason, you've been conditioned to be more quiet and to be more reserved and to just kind of pull back. So in November, what's happening on the inside has a chance to come out through your words, especially with the Magus and the King of Swords. There's a lot of powerful decision making. And it doesn't have to be crazy big decisions, but the conversations that you're having really stand out, because with the King of Swords, it makes you feel like you're in the seat. People are coming to you for advice. People are coming to you before they do big things in their life, and it feels like, oh my gosh, this person really respects me. They respect my opinions, they respect my experience, they respect the fact that I've been working in this job longer than them. So it feels like a beautiful moment of recognition from your peers, from your friends, from family. And I think over here with the Magus card, the way that this is coming together is, I want to say it's tricking you into doing this more often. So it's a significant thing because it's empowering you. It's making you believe in who you are and the tools that you have to make yourself successful. And you're learning that as a Scorpio, one of the most powerful things you have in terms of a tool for success is your ability to read the situation emotionally and then honestly give feedback depending on how that person feels. So you're always telling the truth, but you're telling the subjective truth. You're going, okay, so this person's having a bad day. They've asked me for advice. If I was them, I would do this. They probably don't want to hear that, so I'm going to tell them to do this instead, and that will be like the baby step until they feel better, and then they can go back to what I would do. So you're actually a wonderful resource. You're a beautiful confidant because you do like to honor how people feel first and foremost. But you also have wisdom, because when you don't speak, you just gain so much clarity, so much information. You hold so many secrets and pieces of valuable knowledge that you can't really teach. And it's very underestimated in a Scorpio. I think you would expect that from some air signs, but Scorpios tend to hold a lot of powerful wisdom. So people are definitely recognizing that within you, and it's building this confidence within you. So let's look at the other ways that you're gaining sort of your power. With the Queen of Wands down here, it does feel like another significant thing, or maybe a part of this big theme that will happen in November for you, is just this physical recognition. So this is a specific prediction if you have been feeling a little bit self-conscious, or if you have been trying to improve yourself physically, whatever that means. The Queen of Wands gets recognized not only for how they look, but how they carry themselves. You may feel like, I haven't really done too much, I've been wanting to, and you probably have been really hard on yourself with the King of Cups reversed. So maybe when people start complimenting you, it'll feel like, oh, you can't be serious, you're just being nice. But as the month rolls on, you'll realize, oh my gosh, everybody keeps complimenting me on this. Maybe I do have really nice hair. Maybe I do have really nice skin. Maybe I am looking good. And see, when people start making positive comments on the way that you present yourself, and I'm not just talking about your appearance, because to me, the Queen of Wands is more than your physical features. It's the energy. It's how you show yourself. It's how you carry yourself. It's not just your hair. It's how you wear your hair. It's how you move your hair over your shoulder. It's how you pull your hair back so people can see your beautiful cheekbones, that kind of energy. So it's more than what you have, it's how you use it. People are acknowledging that you have a beautiful presence. You take up space in the best of ways. You bring a very significant aura. And finally, you'll feel that as well. It might happen around your birthday if you are a Scorpio sun, but it's going to subconsciously affect anyone with Scorpio placements. You're going to want to just be in your aura. You're going to want to take up space and, for lack of a better word, just to shine, not be a wallflower. So I feel like all of this is significant because it does tie into you doing that filtering process where you're trying to be more visible, more seen, more noticed, more recognized. You're trying to work towards some of your personal goals, but you're also trying to feel valued and respected in environments where you're with your peers or your friends. And it is impacting how you see yourself. So that's why this is significant, because if you are working towards validating that you deserve a big goal that you're working towards or that you want, November is the month to truly believe that you have what it takes to make it happen. And once you have that internal alignment, then we're going to start to see things physically come together as well. So let's just clarify, Spirit, why is this confidence, this believed intelligence so significant for Scorpio in November? And then we've got to move forward. It is a pretty deck, Lily Cat. I love this deck. It is the She-Wolf Tarot, and I got mine from Tarot Stack. Pretty sure they still sell it. The creator of this deck, Serpentfire, they do a lot of decks, and the style is very similar. It's a little bit groovy, a little bit abstract, and very colorful. I've seen some of their black and white decks too, though, and I really like those for how striking they are. So Spirit, how is this tying into, wow, look at that, big decisions about your future, 3 of Swords. Why is this the most significant theme? Yeah, 10 of Wands. Wow. And the Fool, how beautiful. I had a feeling that you've been carrying a lot, that you've been working on a lot behind the scenes, that you've been doing things in the dark, not to be creepy, but I think that this month is a good month to just really make you more confident in what you're capable of and what you can achieve and in how you can do it. on a practical level. You're gaining as much as you're giving here with this King of Swords. So you do need that confidence boost. You need to feel capable. You need to feel like whatever comes your way, you've got this. But you also need time to just not be struggling. And that's what November feels like, whether you're actually taking time off from your responsibilities, from your duties, from your role, or whether you're just feeling like somebody's turned down the heat a little bit and you can relax more. November's a good month to, first of all, catch your breath. And second of all, feel like you have what it takes without trying so hard. It's a very affirming month. So as we can see here, there's a progression of a difficult decision about your future that involves somebody else. This could be leaving a job. This could be reevaluating a relationship. Do we have a future together, or do we need to go our separate ways? Am I happy here, or do I need to start looking at what else is out there? The important thing is this decision and this conversation isn't a surprise. It's something we're expecting. And it's going to be a conversation that we need to have because we feel like, with the Ten of Wands here, whatever we're doing is taking too much from us. It's taking too much energy. It's taking too much time. It's taking too much capacity. Like, we're not recharging enough in between. We're just burning out. So this Ten of Wands is saying that this theme in November helps you realize how much you've been doing, how much you've been carrying. And it helps you realize how you're physically done. You can't do this any longer. You need to find a way out of this much responsibility, this much pressure, this much heat. And I'm probably just projecting the heat part because it is hot here. I'm still sweating. But I do think that this Ten of Wands is very much your moment to go, wait a minute, why am I carrying all of this? Other people should be here. Where was that person? Where is this person? Why aren't they carrying this responsibility? Why isn't this member of my team working as hard as me? Why isn't this family member expected to do as much as me? Why is this friend always expecting something from me, and when I need something from them, they're not there? You could apply that to any situation, but a Ten of Wands doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen on your own. It happens because other people drop the ball, and you're there to pick it up and to carry it for them. So by empowering yourself and realizing, hey, this isn't too hard, I could probably do this, you're ending a cycle, recognizing yourself for who you are, the wise version of yourself that you are. This was underneath the Seven of Wands, by the way. And you're hitting that moment where you can confidently step forward. You can confidently feel like you've got this. It's not just something you're saying. It's not just blind confidence. It's an instinctual feeling of, I've got this. Whatever happens, I've got this. And you're going to be able to trust yourself more as you enter a new era, a new chapter, taking a risk towards something you've already thought about. It's an idea that exists inside because you have layers of internal complexity, but you haven't been able to truly believe that it could happen yet. So November is the month to believe by putting all of this into perspective. What else can you tell Scorpio about their November month? Wow. We have Pisces down here. Oh, that's turned to Libra now. We also have Jupiter up here. Don't know if you can see that. I should be looking at the camera when I'm showing this to you. And we have the number 2 as well. Oh, Tane, I hope so too. Literally 2. Yeah, it's all over the place. Sorry that it's not clear when I'm showing you. I'm lifting it too high. But anyway, with the Pisces dice down here, I mean, look at that energy, you guys. 10 of Wands, King of Swords, and then Pisces. We have the wise decision maker who strives to be fair, to all of those involved, who's balanced, logical, objective. And because of that, they're also patient. They don't like to rush the decision making. Then we have the situation, which is tense, exhausted, overburdened, feeling like something really needs to change because we can't physically keep doing this. And so Pisces is here to say that a big part of November is taking it a day at a time. In the beginning, I really felt with the King of Cups at the back of the deck that no two situations would be the same for you. You could wake up on the 1st of November and go, okay, I have energy. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pull out my errands list and I'm going to run around and I'm going to get all my jobs done. And then you could wake up on November 2nd and go, oh, I just have no energy. I just have no patience. I don't want to, deal with too many people today. And so Pisces is encouraging you to really slip into that. It's a natural feeling. You're not going crazy, but something is shifting, and it's been shifting internally. And now it's really coming out in November. With this Scorpio energy, there's no point hiding it anymore. There's no point pretending it's not that big of a deal anymore. And there's no point in delaying it. Let the Scorpio energy transform. Let your feelings be valid and important. Let your fears and at times your shame guide you towards really stepping into your authenticity. Don't suppress, don't avoid, appropriately filter, especially when you're dealing with other people coming to you and asking for advice. But when it's your own emotions, if anything, take the mask off. Let this Pisces energy guide you day by day in figuring out, what is my capacity? How much time do I have for other people? How much do I really want to listen to what they've got going on? And how much do I need to just focus on myself? So that's emotional wisdom. And the thing about Pisces, I feel like with it being the last sign, as a human being, no matter how old you get, we're always reassessing these things. We're always having to reassess. We're always learning about ourselves, about other people, about emotional capacity, boundaries. You could feel like at one moment in your life, you've got it. I know exactly what I'm doing. I have the healthiest boundaries that I've ever had in my whole life. And then something changes, and then you get a grandchild, and then your sibling gets married, and then you have children, and it all just switches and you're relearning. So that's what this is about, relearning emotional boundaries, emotional capacity, and how important it is to just stay in tune with who you are at any given day, because it changes. Up here, the Jupiter energy between these two cards is saying that this may feel like a series of unfortunate events that you're trying to fight against, but it is happening for you. This Jupiter energy is encouraging you to go with the flow of this and to embrace these shifts, to embrace this opportunity to talk about your future, to really think about what you want, and to really have those conversations in November. And then with the 10 of Wands, it's an opportunity for you to be relieved, and yet you may still feel guilty and shameful and like you're letting people down. But the universe, with Jupiter showing up, is saying, we're trying to help you. Please let us help you. Please let us restore the balance here, which is where that King of Swords comes back into play. And then lastly, with the number 2, you can't make everybody happy. Some of your close friends, a lover even, a close working relationship, it may feel like in order for you to have your space back, your harmony back, it may feel like you're letting them down. And they may even hold it against you, but they know that they're part of the problem. So instead of taking it personally, give each other space, be honest about how you feel, and maybe even make it a rule to, communicate objectively, because you're going to be upset, because things have changed. Don't speak when you're upset. Don't speak just because it's hard, just because you're triggered. with this number 2 here, you're not going to be able to make them happy if you're doing everything for them, but they may not be able to see that. So instead of taking it personally, hit time out and talk about it when you know what you want to say to each other, because it's objective. It's about your future. It's about getting to some sort of solution. With the Fool card, I really think that in order for you to thrive, a close relationship has to be restored back into a partnership dynamic, because right now it's not a partnership and you can't thrive like that. You're carrying too much of their responsibilities. You're carrying too much of the weight, and you're not going to be able to seize opportunities that you've been thinking about wanting to act on if you're carrying all of that for them. So that's what I'm seeing. Have a wonderful month, Scorpio. I'm going to wrap it up and we're going to move on to Pisces next. Look after your beautiful self, Scorpio. I'm going to say my little spiel, even though it feels very scripted compared to everything else I've been saying. But as we part ways, Scorpio, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Have a beautiful November month. Let's have a look at Pisces now. Might just have a sip of my coffee. I know I've already got the caffeine shakes, but it is so hot. Oh my Lord. I'm glad it's not just me. I live up in Cairns and it's just been, the UV I feel is just really harsh, which is crazy. Because I mean, I've lived here a lot over the years. I've traveled, but I've lived here majority of my life. And every year it just hits you like a wave. Oh, I need to have more. Oh no, Paige. My brother is actually getting married at the end of this month, which is why I'm also a little bit behind on everything. And he's in Albury, Wodonga. So we're prepping ourselves for that weather. 6 degrees is crazy. Are you closer to the South Australian side of Victoria? Or is that what I can expect on the New South Wales border? I hope not. I don't know if I can deal with 6 degrees. Going from 33 degrees to 6 degrees is crazy. I feel like that's not normal, but it will be lovely, and I refuse to complain as a visitor. I'll complain about the heat. I won't complain about the cold. All right. What is going on for Pisces, Spirit? Please tune me into Pisces energy. Please help me offer Pisces clear, honest messages about their November month. What is happening in... Wow, look at you, Pisces, showing up with the divine feminine. It is reversed, but still got a very profound energy. Oh, wow, we have the 3 of Swords for you as well. I really feel like water signs in the Scorpio energy of November, like especially you, Pisces. November goes from Scorpio into Sagittarius. And to me, you and Sagittarius are like twins of opposites, but you have that harmony of Jupiter. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if that's just the way my brain works. Pisces, Spirit. We also have the 8 of Wands reverse for you. Yeah, look, straight away, the most significant thing happening to you in November, Pisces, is the chance to just try to unwind. I felt it with the Divine Feminine, and then to end with the 8 of Wands, it just feels like you really need to take care of yourself, and you need to, similar to Scorpio, you need to really slow down in November. At the back of the deck is Saturn, so this is a lesson. The most significant thing is realizing what the lesson is, not just going through it. You probably have been going through it, actually. Because in November, for Saturn to show up at the back of the deck, you're realizing, okay, so this is the lesson. This is what the universe is trying to teach me. This is what Spirit is trying to teach me. This is what God is trying to teach me. Whatever label you use, your lesson is being realized, and it's about capacity as well, but it's also about burning too intently to the point where you're not putting in enough thought and planning. And in November, you need to be having those conversations similar to Scorpio about your future, with the Three of Swords in the middle here, in respect to the lessons you've learned. And rather than repeating lessons, cycles, going through it again and again and again, use what you've learned to really have that conversation and go, okay, so this is what I realized that I need. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to experience. This is what I need to feel, etc., etc. And the way that you have this conversation with Saturn here is as much about maturing and, stepping up and taking responsibility as it is freeing yourself from this cycle. If you're only looking at it as, oh, this is the universe's way of making me take accountability, isn't it? Then you're kind of missing the point, because if you're handling your business, you're more mindful and aware of what you're carrying, what you're taking on. So by handling your business, by having that accountability, that responsibility, you're also aware of, oh, hang on a minute, that's not my responsibility. That's not what I should be doing right now. That's you projecting your own lesson onto me and trying to make me your scapegoat because you don't want to take responsibility. So a big part of doing this is also freeing yourself from a cycle where you may have been a part of somebody else's lesson. And instead of doing things to avoid the hard work, you're actually making things harder for yourself. You're just cutting the fat, so to speak, and getting straight to the point, getting straight to the meat. So I do think with Saturn being here, you don't need to continue to suffer in November. If anything, Saturn is here to say, can we please just get it done? Saturn is patient, but Saturn can be cruel. And for this to be your most significant thing in November, it actually feels like all signs are pointing to you prioritizing yourself and actually taking care of yourself. Not because you're selfish, not because you don't care about other people, but because other people have noticed as well, Pisces, you're not your usual self. November is about saying no, but also relying on others to support you for once. So don't be afraid, because I actually feel, and maybe this is bias, I'll clarify, I have some Pisces people in my life, so I might be biased, but I feel like you have loved ones who want to help you. You're a divine feminine. Who doesn't want to help a divine feminine? And I'm talking about the energy, not the gender. So don't freak out if you don't feel like you're a feminine gender or you don't identify as being feminine. The divine feminine energy is very much a gracious energy that gives, that supports, that nurtures, that loves. The divine feminine energy is that part of us that is compassionate, patient, understanding, that pauses and listens rather than speaking over. It's that side of us that is more passive, not because they don't care, but because they care enough to honor the natural flow in that situation instead of forcing it to be. So with that card reversed, you really need to nurture your softer side in November. And the most important thing you're gaining with that card is that you need more time to do those things and to really unwind, to really disconnect, to actually recharge, to actually rest, to actually slow down. As a Pisces, in whatever your Pisces placement is, you should have enough time to sleep, nap, chill, you should have enough time to do whatever energetic activity helps you feel more rested. It may not make sense to others depending on your moon sign. It depends on what it is. Your rested activity could be, I'm just going to use my brother as an example. He's an Aries moon, Pisces sun. His favorite thing to do is to watch a brand new movie by himself. He doesn't care where, as long as he's not interrupted. You can't ask him questions. He won't say this, by the way. I've learned this after years of living with him. He just needs to sit there and enjoy it, and as soon as it finishes, he'll get straight back into whatever he needs to do. But with his Aries moon, Pisces sun, his favorite way of resting and recharging is to just not have to do anything except immerse himself in that 1.5 hour, 2 hour movie. Whereas my sister is a Taurus moon, Pisces sun. So she loves to just get into her comfiest clothes. She immediately pulls out whatever activity she was working on, whether it was making jewelry, painting. She puts on her music, she burns her candles, her incense, and you can't interrupt her. You let her come to you because she'll want to show you, look what I did. But if you go and interrupt her, you've ruined her rest. She looks busy and social, but she's not. She's in her world, and that's her recharging. So look at your moon sign, because even if you're not a Pisces sun, all Pisces need that divine feminine energy. Spirit, can we clarify how the people around Pisces can support Pisces with this divine feminine? Yeah, look, it is reversed, but it's come out again. So I'm going to put it in the reverse position. The people around you need to actually do what they said they were going to do, to be fair. For some of you, you're being bothered by conversations that you've already had that people haven't acted on. So I don't want to say hold them accountable, but just revisit it. And say like, hey, this is actually still bothering me. I'm struggling. I've been trying not to put too much pressure on you because I know we're all busy, but if you're free, can you still help me with that thing? Can you still get me that? Can you still do this? And honestly, like, it's not going to take too much. I think it's one of those things that you may have overthought, but you deserve that support. You deserve that synergy of people giving to you as much as you give to them. And if you feel guilty because it feels like, oh, they've been giving to me a lot, like a lot has been happening for me, that's fine too. If they really care, if they really want you to be a part of their lives, a part of their future, they're going to give a little bit more because they're going to recognize that you wouldn't ask this unless you really needed it. So the Three of Swords is similar, Pisces, we did talk about it. I feel like the most important thing happening to you is this strong sense of, I need to have that difficult conversation. Instead of beating around the bush, instead of delaying it, I need to really have that difficult conversation with that person about our future, whether we have a shared future and what that will look like, or if we need to go our separate ways and what that would look like. Because Saturn is here to say, these challenges are a part of the lesson. November is the month to address that lesson and to really think about what you can do to take some of that weight off your back. Crazy. Oh, we are hitting 31 today. That's wild. Oh, down there too. Oh, it would be beautiful. And love it. Enjoy your Sunshine Coast holiday, Lily Cat. Just checking the chat really quickly because I was on a run there. With the Eight of Wands reversed, I do feel like this is you redirecting instead of rushing. Just slow down. Don't make hasty decisions. Don't force things to happen yet. If you need time, tell that friend, look, I want to do this with you, but I'm going to need more time, or I actually really just want a break. Let's get away. I can't really, I just need to break the chain of energy and do something different. Spirit, what is this Eight of Wands about for Pisces in November. Knight of Cups reversed. Yeah, it's about being more honest about how you're feeling. Instead of doing the chivalrous thing, instead of trying to step up and be that lovely, romantic, attentive person in other people's lives, like, expect some of that back. I feel like an 8 reversed is talking about a changed cycle, a changed pattern. So instead of being the one who's expected to do that, expect some of it back, Pisces. Like, November is also about you. It's your life. You're the main character. You're not being unreasonable. You're not being emotionally manipulative. You're not being insensitive. You actually do need time for you, and you need to expect more from others. Look at the bottom deck energy when we clarified this. 9 of Cups reversed. You really need to expect back what you're kind of giving, and don't overdo it. Don't do too much for other people in November. You're actually going to resent yourself for it. You're going to feel like, why did I do that? Why did I put myself in that position, and now I have to do all of this, and all I want to do is sleep? So break the cycle, do it differently, communicate your needs, please. But ultimately, this is about doing differently. Instead of being the one who always gives, expect back. And you can do so without it feeling like a power play. It's not about, well, I wear the pants now. I have control. It's about, I'm really sorry, guys, but I don't have a lot to give. Can you guys actually come over to my house? I'll supply the wine, but I really need some help. Just switching the cycle in that way, instead of you being the one that's attentive and gracious and thoughtful and giving. Expected in reverse, expected in reverse, expected in return. All right, let's have a look at how this is significant for you. Spirit, why is this the most significant thing happening to Pisces in November? Why is this the most significant thing happening to Pisces in November? Okay, we have the 7 of Swords reversed. First of all, you're being more honest about things that you've been thinking and feeling. So people around you are starting to realize, like, oh, that's why you took a little bit longer to get home. That's why you haven't been answering my calls. That's why you've been sleeping more, or you're kind of quieter than usual. I feel like you're giving answers to people who have been wondering, like, what's going on? Where have you been? You've been doing your mysterious Pisces thing. I just wanted to check on you. Are you okay? Are you, do you need help? What's going on? So you're putting some concerns at ease, but you're also just being more authentic, more honest, more open, more genuine about what's going on, instead of pretending or even just trying to avoid talking about it, because sometimes that's easier. It's the most important thing because it's addressing what people are kind of thinking, but they don't know how to approach it. And it's also bringing to the forefront your feelings. And it's reminding you of who cares about you and who's around you. You're not alone. You have people who want to support you, who love you, and you also have the right to honor how you feel, what you need, and the ways in which you need to be supported and loved. So it's a powerful theme for your relationships, your support network, and also it's going to instantly make you feel better. Instead of internalizing and trapping and suppressing those feelings until they feel like guilty feelings, by saying them out loud, you're going to instantly feel better. You're going to instantly feel like you can breathe and rest easily and actually enjoy what the future holds. So even though it's coming across as a 3 of Swords, I actually feel like by the end of November, you're going to have a very clear plan on how to move forward with your life, on what you can do, on how other people can help you. and on how things are going to get better. Talking about it and asking other people for support, for help, for favors goes a long way, Pisces. You end the month with a plan that is centered around personal development, career development, financial development, and also it just feels like you have something that you're working towards. Is there anything else you can tell Pisces about November? Okay, so down here we have Virgo. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just going to wait for my live to catch up so I can see. Oh, wow, it's so far behind. I do not chase, I attract. I love that. And then we also have the sun up here. And on top of Saturn is the number 12, which is very symbolic of Pisces energy. I do think that enough is enough. The 12th house energy does talk about things ending, but it also talks about secrets and what is hidden. And it kind of reminds me of when, I don't know if this is normal actually, but what's coming to mind is like seeing somebody at the end of their life divulge a secret that they've been holding their whole lives. Like that is so Pisces energy. When you're younger, you're not mysterious at all. And then it's like your experiences through life teach you to be more private. And then at the end of the road, it'll be like, what? Why didn't you tell anybody about this? What is going on? So secrets coming out, getting to really get something off your chest because it feels like it's been weighing on your heart. It's not easy. Saturn is here to say enough is enough. Number 12 is here to say we've finished this cycle. Let's bring it home. Let's let it out. Let's move on. And the sun energy being here is very much about confidence in self. It's about a connection to your inner child as well, honoring your nature, who you are, who you were as a child, and how that still lives within you. Even though experience may have changed you, matured you, your inner child reflects your true nature and who you are without all the conditioning, without all the experiences and these societal norms being projected onto you. So in November, we're trying to find ways to honor our nature here, Pisces, and to really step into your inner child's shoes, your inner child's mind, and think about, well, how can I live more authentically, more honestly? How can I strengthen this relationship with this person by having an honest moment with them about how I'm feeling? And because you are a Pisces, you may only need to tell one person and you'll just feel so much better. But with the Virgo energy down here, expect more than you're giving, please. Virgo reversed as well is crazy. Expect more than you're giving. And really lean into the people around you for support. Look into ways of support as well. Because Virgo does make me think of like health professionals. If you're not comfortable offloading onto loved ones, look at what else is out there, what other services are out there to support you, to help you, because you're also trying to stay on top of something. You're trying to get back on track. You're trying to feel like your life is running under some sort of helpful routine. So use whatever services you can, whether it's an app that reminds you every morning, or whether it's some sort of assistant service through an app or a website, or whether it's a person online on the other end listening to your problems and validating your experiences and giving you practical tools to cope with what you're going through. Virgo is saying expect more than what you're giving, because it's time for you to ask for support, to ask for help, and to look for practical solutions that can actually help. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Pisces. I'm going to have to end your reading there. And we're going to go over to Cancer now. Not that we're going anywhere, but it's time to start Cancer's reading. Oh my gosh, I just dropped the 7 of Wands again. All right. I talk too much. I thought I could get all of this done before 10 o'clock. It's 9:45 here now. But anyway. Alrighty. Let's see. What is happening for Cancer, please, Spirit? What is the most significant thing happening in November for Cancer? Thank you, you too. So lovely to see your name again, Lily Cat, and to see you pop up. Have a beautiful day. Bye. All right, Spirit. What is happening in November? What is the most significant thing happening in November for Cancer? Okay, we already have 3 cards. We're efficient. Could we expect anything less from a Cancer? We have the 5 of Swords reversed. We have the 2 of Pentacles upright. And we also have, was that the card? Yeah. The Ace of Wands reversed as well. Hi, Mikasa, welcome. We also have the 10 of Pentacles at the back of the deck, and it is reversed. I'm going to put it in the middle, and I'm just going to have some more of my coffee. This is interesting, Cancer. I'm trying not to generalize, but I sincerely feel like all water signs are trying to be more self-centered and not in a negative way. I think it's because you overdid it in Libra season or even in Virgo season. Both of those seasons seemed to claim a lot of generosity from you. And here we're seeing how for Cancers, the most important thing or significant thing happening in November is a restructuring of bigger picture priorities. And for some of you, this is affecting your family dynamics. It's making you want to just rethink how important people are. Just because they are blood related doesn't mean they should hold power over you, doesn't mean they should have unrealistic expectations of you, which is very common for a Cancer. I think that this is a recurring theme, but it's especially important in November, is redefining your family network, redefining who needs your attention most, and really trying to make sure that you're not doing too much for people who don't deserve to be that catered to. On top of that, if Cancer isn't your sun sign, you may be celebrating a birthday or celebrating somebody else's birthday in November. And it just feels like it's not all sunshine and rainbows. Like, this moment should make you feel closer to everybody, but instead you're feeling more distant. You're feeling like, geez, this is the kind of crowd that I need to spend less time with the 10 of Pentacles reversed. These are the kinds of families I only see during the holidays. Like, I don't want to spend too much more time with them. That's what it feels like. Now, in terms of the bigger picture, the 10 of Pentacles also represents your legacy, which can link into what you do for work, what you do in terms of your achievements, what you're proud of. And by November, you're feeling like either you haven't done enough or what you have done is not what you're proud of. So your bigger picture is making you think like, well, what am I doing? Do I need to change what I'm doing for work? Do I need to change my long-term goals? Do I need to get out of this job and look for something else? Because the bigger picture isn't working. It's not something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I feel is an important part of my future anymore. And so ultimately, with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, the most important thing happening in November is you getting to rewrite your future, your legacy. You getting to choose who is your family, who is important, who is in that family photo that you're going to hang in your house or that you have hanging in your house. Like, what is your legacy? And it's very big picture, so you don't have to have all the answers, but you are reconfigurating in November, and it's happening on a tangible scale. Your body is telling you who is important, because when you're with them, you just want to be around them all the time. Your body is telling you who is not important, because it's a big effort for you to be there. You feel tired and drained when you are there. And when you leave, you're counting down the days until you have to see them again. And the same sort of principle can be applied to the things that you're working on. They should be challenging. And as a cardinal sign, you're capable of handling responsibility. But as a water sign, as a water cardinal sign, you sometimes misplace the hard work for a sign that maybe this isn't working, because you can give so much and you want to do so well. I think that November is highlighting what you need to be doing differently, and where you need to just, this isn't working for me, I'm going to try something else. So let's come down here to the Five of Swords. What I think is happening is the Five of Swords is usually a card about different opinions. I want this, you want that. It can be a card that talks about feeling stuck between a rock and a hard place socially, because no matter what we choose to do, no matter what opinion we choose to speak, we're not going to be able to make everybody happy. We could say this and our parents would be proud, but our friends would feel like we're betraying who we really are. We could do that and, our siblings will look up to us, but our parents would look at us and go, what are you doing with your life? So the Five of Swords to me is like this social dilemma where we're also trying to juggle what we want to do, but we have all these other people telling us what we should do. And whether it's people or society, you can't make everybody happy. So when the Five of Swords is reversed, to me it's a sign that November is teaching you when to make somebody else happy versus when you need to center your decisions more around yourself. And I think that you are sacrificing something you want to do for something that a family member or a significant loved one is telling you to do. And it could even be about work. You may want to do this, but work is saying if you value your job and if you really want that promotion, you've got to do this instead. And so I do see you sacrificing what you want to do for someone else, but I see it coming with the understanding of I can't do this all the time. I can't keep giving to other people. I can't keep being expected to give this much to other people. So the most important thing happening here in November, Cancer, is you realizing how often you're in that situation where people are expecting you to do things that they want you to do, or where you are in between a social dilemma, a rock and a hard place where you can't make anybody happy. So you've got to start to really focus on making yourself happy. And I also see the Five of Swords reversed as a sign that what makes us unique is our differences, is our different approaches, our different opinions. You can't live life by the standard of other people. And sometimes walking away and saying no is more than enough. You don't always need to give explanations. So November is interesting for you. It's putting you in that rock and a hard place situation. But next to it, we have the Two of Pentacles telling us that whatever you choose to do over here, there is a reason. You're not just trying to piss people off. You're not just trying to make people upset. You're making these choices, these decisions, because you're handling your priorities. And November is really showing you how to reset your routine and your, I just did the 6-7 thing. Oh my gosh, I can't. It's showing you how to reset your routine, and it's also showing you how to balance things out better. So you're getting a glimpse of how your life can be more manageable in November. Instead of things being so busy, so chaotic, you're having this sense of, okay, so I don't need to work that hard. So I don't need to constantly push the bar so far. I can actually tone it down a little bit and things are going to be okay. I think November is a beautiful month for you, Cancer, to feel more in control of things and to feel like with the Two of Pentacles, the things that you're working on, including anything that you're trying to pay off right now or anything that you're trying to achieve financially, is more than manageable without burning yourself out, without putting your foot flat on the gas. You know what I mean? November is the month where you get into a routine that feels comfortable. It feels like you have more balance. And yes, you still can't make everybody happy, but you've come a long way in your journey. And if you look at things in terms of retrospection, if you look back, you've come a long way. So you should honor and celebrate that progress. And considering how balanced your life will feel at times in November, you're going to really notice the imbalances. And I think that one of the imbalances is this Ace of Wands. You're going to notice how your sense of purpose has shifted. And there is something that you wanted to do that is still important to you, but it hasn't been done yet. Or there's something that you thought you wanted and that's now less important. It could be the exact same thing. Like you could feel like what used to excite you and bring you joy is not as exciting anymore. You've matured, you're in a different stage of your life, and things have changed. But I do think with the Ace of Wands reversed, this is an important part of November because it's giving you a chance to how do I reword that? Like rebirth yourself. It's giving you a chance to pull back and collect your creative energy and let it build into, okay, I know what I want to do. Instead of just forcing yourself to create something, instead of just forcing inspiration, instead of just forcing a sense of purpose, November feels like it's pulling you back so that you can figure out how to spread out, how to express, how to push yourself, how to get back into that creative flow that you feel you've been missing, how to pick up that project that you didn't get to finish, how to start that idea that you've had for years. It's giving you less so that you can focus on flowing more, on actually enjoying life and having an outlet that's also a sense of purpose, instead of just using work and family as your sense of purpose. So let's see how this is the most significant thing now. Oh, damn, that's very interesting. Synthesizing. Let's see if that comes back somehow. Spirit, how is this Cancer's most important thing in November? How is this Cancer's most important thing happening to them in November, Spirit? What does it look like on a bigger picture? Yeah, look what just came out. This happened in the last group too. You got the Two of Pentacles again, but it is reversed. Wow. How is this the most important? Literally just happened for Pisces as well. How is this the most important? Okay, we'll take them all because we're clarifying. We have the 10 of Cups, 7 of Swords, and the Fool card reversed. The back of the deck is Justice upright. I'll just do this now as well. What else can you tell Cancer about their November month? Wow. Gemini down here. And we have the number 6 up here. And we have Saturn as well. So I didn't say this for the other groups, and I kind of feel bad now, but we've got Aquarius and Libra energy is really dominant, as well as Gemini. So air signs are really dominant. I believe that this is all happening so that you can reshift your priorities, so that you can dial your routine back, so that you can do things that are different. Instead of doing what is usually done, you can kind of break that tradition and go, well, I want to do this instead. I'm going to do this instead. And it does feel like it's actually for the good of your family, of your loved ones, the people who love you and who you love, who are your support network, your chosen family, not just your blood family. They're going to really love this for you. They're going to feel like this is a really good thing for you. You should be reconfiguring and sorting this out so that you're not as busy, so that you have the balance you need right now, and so that you are thinking about how this all kind of impacts one another. Because sometimes people don't realize how much you're doing, Cancer. A loved one may ask you, can you come over here? I need some help with this. And you go there, and then you're like, okay, I can only stay for about 30 minutes, and then I've got to go do this. And they're like, wait, what? I thought we were going to spend the night together. I've been making dinner. And you reveal that, no, I've got this appointment and that appointment, and then I got to go do this, and I got to drop that off. And people are like, wow, I had no idea you were this busy. So your loved ones are really going to support you figuring things out, shuffling things around, reprioritizing, really looking at your short-term future with Taurus, your daily routine, shaking it up a little bit, and figuring out, do I need to be doing all of this in November and moving forward? For Saturn to be up here, this is an ongoing lesson for you, and it is going to help bring more harmony into your relationships. It's going to help you feel like you have the balance that you need, you have the, fair expectations, because when people put more expectations on you, you may complain, but you still do it, and that's not okay. You're at a point where you need to really reset the expectations to make those exchanges more fair, more reasonable. And I also think that this is helping you get some sort of good news that you've been waiting to hear, some sort of contract that you've been waiting to get, or some sort of outcome on a legal side or through some sort of process, like a system had to process this. So it's setting you up to be able to receive that news well, because you will have capacity to handle whatever that outcome is, and you can give it more of your attention. So your loved ones want this for you with the number 6 here. They want that harmony for you. They want that balance. They want to feel like they have the best of you, not just the stressed version of you. And with the 7 of Swords, this is important because you need to make yourself less available to some people. You shouldn't be showing up all the time at the drop of a hat. You shouldn't be so contactable, so accessible. You're allowed to move in silence. You're allowed to have your time where it's like, do not disturb, I'm busy. And you actually feel more energized when you have things happening behind the scenes that not everybody knows about. So this is a chance for you to get back into that energy where you're working on something behind the scenes and you get to kind of surprise people and go, look, I did it. With Gemini and the Fool card reversed, I feel like this is about clearing some baggage and getting your head feeling better, getting your mindset better. You don't need to take on more right now. If anything, you need to cut baggage, cut ties to old versions of you, to old friendships, to old acquaintances, to old ways of living and thinking, so that you can embrace who you are now, today. You've come a long way. So in November, you're realizing what you're still connected to from your past and what you need to distance yourself from. that is what I'm seeing for you, Pisces. I'm going to end your reading there. I hope that was helpful. I'm also, just before we go, I'm getting a little message here saying that for some of you, you can literally put people in their place via message with Gemini and the Fool card. You don't need to make it too big. You don't need to go and visit them in person. You can just send them a message and say, for the record, I'm going to be busy for the rest of the month. Please don't contact me. You know, I'm sorry, I'm running out of time, so I'm being less, what's the word? I'm being very blunt, but I do think that some of this separation and cutting the cord and just cutting baggage can happen electronically. You can send a message, you could send an email. It doesn't have to be too big of a deal, but it is going to be a relief to have it in writing and to also have it being said and being very obvious that, you know, whatever this is, it's not serving your future. It's not serving who you are now. It's connected to who you were, and you've outgrown that. So I'm going to end your reading there, Pisces. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your energy, your support. I appreciate all of you who did get a chance to watch me live. And if you are watching this afterwards, thank you. Have a beautiful November. Look after yourselves, all of you water signs. Put yourself first. Recharge, rest when you can. Remeasure those expectations and boundaries, and until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success, and joy on your journey ahead. Bye.